Right, so I'm Ryan. I'm the head of product here at Legatics, and in a past life, I was a corporate lawyer who used Legatics to run a number of my deals. So I'm really excited to show you how our new platform can really transform your transactions. So on screen, what we have here is what a user would see when they first log in and they don't have any matters and they're ready to get started. Now, this is something I always loved as a corporate lawyer, in that if I wanted to create a matter, I could do it at any time. If an instruction came in late at night or early in the morning, I could get a matter underway in minutes. And I'm just going to show you exactly how we get this done. So the user will need to just simply add some data about the matter: name, number, description, the deal type, partner. And this is a big part of our vision. This data is really useful to you as a law firm. And we have a system that enables you to extract that so you can analyze and understand: how many M&A deals do you have? How many deals is Sally Lawyer doing? How many deals are being led by the London office, but the Paris office is also involved? And we also have demo matters, which really help people to understand and get up to speed with how Legatics works. What I'm going to talk you through is a standard M&A completion matter. Now, this is the power of Legatics. We allow for multiple lists because a transaction is more than just closing. You've got the documents list, the completion checklist. You've probably got different sections of the due diligence report going back and forth. You've got the regulatory approval and if they've been filed, if they've been received. And only Legatics enables you to track and manage this in one place. And if you're a partner or a client, you can see you can come in and quickly understand what's going on. Now, getting this started and creating a list is really simple. You can start from an existing list, and this is really handy if you've got a deal or a list that you liked, like a completion checklist from your previous deal. You simply can get started from that rather than having to reinvent the wheel. And to help users really understand Legatics and what it can be used for, we have a whole library of templates. And you can see in this general section, the core templates that most lawyers are likely to use are sitting here: a documents list, a completion checklist, an issues list, a steps plan, a tasks. Or if you're a banking and finance lawyer, you can come and open a CP checklist, a conditions subsequent checklist, deal with KYC. Or you're just doing general corporate work and you need to incorporate some companies, change the name of companies, appoint directors. Or you're doing M&A or project management where you need to request information, store information on companies, maybe get a local council tracker up and running. This is all possible in Legatics. Now, one thing that I always had to do as an M&A was a warranty disclosure list. And that was extreme amount of work for me as a corporate lawyer. Where in Legatics, I'm going to show you how easy it is to get this underway. All you need to do, start from our warranty disclosure checklist, give it a name, set some permissions. In this case, look, I'm getting it set up. I don't want anyone but me to be seeing it while it's being set up, and hit create. Now, every warranty in a deal is different. So this list, this template is empty. The others are a bit more populated because just like this, there is so many warranties in a deal and it's specific to every single deal. Now, making a template or a table out of this is a time consuming job for a corporate lawyer. And in Legatics, it's so much easier. The lawyer simply needs to go import and select our legal text option. Take the text that they copied from their schedule, they paste it in here and go next. That then uses pattern recognition to identify the headers, the subheaders in the document, which ones are rows, which you can split out by definition if you need to track things in a minute level. And then finally, once you're happy with your data, tell us which column it goes into and hit import. And in a matter of seconds, you can see you've got a pre-structured and set up warranty disclosure checklist, which would normally take hours to prepare. And with Legatics' flexibility, our templates can be customized. You need to change the name of a column? Go for it. Do you need to resize or move a column around? That's also absolutely no problem. These templates can be made to your liking. And with our column structures, you can choose to add different types of columns: a comment, a file, status, checkbox. You've got the ability to really personalize these lists to your needs. And statuses are now a drop down, no longer typing out statuses for each thing in the transaction. Now, every list can be downloaded to Word. This really serves to illustrate that the work lawyers do stuck in Word documents. And what we enable lawyers to do is put this data, put this information online so in real time, everyone can understand what's going on and everyone's got a single source of truth. Now, there's a couple of other ways to get started, and that's with a word table. We know a lot of lawyers are used to working in Word, they're familiar with the a simple table, and what we let you do is upload those tables into our word table importer, set the section levels for your list, and once you're happy with it, looks all good, we'll simply just go in and import. And you can see you've taken a word table straight out of your Word document into Legatics in the space of seconds. And this just really helps that adoption process. And you can see the structure of your list is still there in one place. Now, that is making a completion checklist, which I've got actually already sitting here in Legatics. This is a great chance to show you how you sign documents. So, a completion checklist is a tricky one. Some documents need to be signed, some don't. How do you, as the lawyer, understand that? Well, in Legatics, we have a dedicated signing view, which you can tell us to add documents to. So, this shareholder resolution, it needs to be signed. That puts it into our signing view, where you can set up and get ready for closing. Who are the parties to the documents? Who are the signatories to the documents? In this case, I'm going to add Sidwell Group Holding Limited as the party, and the signatories for Sidwell Group Holding Limited are Sam Director and Sally Director. Great stuff. And this allows a senior associate or a more senior lawyer to come in, check the junior's work, make sure they're okay with it. So when you come to closing, it's really simple. Select all the documents, hit send to DocuSign, and at this point, you've got an option to decide which account it gets sent to. So if you have multiple DocuSign accounts, Legatics supports that. You can decide to send those into one envelope or multiple, and off you go. The documents head off to DocuSign. Now, once they're in DocuSign, you've got the familiar DocuSign process. You'll see the documents from Legatics are now sitting in your envelope. We've aggregated the signatories and the parties together, so you don't have to do that work of who's signing what document. And we add you as the last person in the signing flow. In addition, you can add a template message, so a template email subject, to make sure your lawyers are always using your best practice guidance. Finally, we send these documents out through DocuSign, and using our API, lawyers can track how the signing is going. And you'll see here, the status has changed to sent. The documents have been sent out. And now the waiting game begins. Who's signing? When are they signing? How are we going on signing? And using our API, we poll DocuSign and get updates back about every 40 seconds after a document is signed. And we can see here, Richard Director has now signed. He's completed it. Great result. Really happy with that. Now we just got to wait for everyone else. And this is a great chance for the lawyers to come in here and say, we should probably go chase Sally. She hasn't signed yet. Chase Sally, and there we go. She clicked the button, got it signed. So now we're just waiting on Sam. He's holding up the deal. So someone needs to go contact Sam. There we go. He's completed his documents, and we're all good. We're signed. We give lawyers control so they can download those documents back into Legatics so that they become visible to everyone else in the deal. The documents come back, and at this point, you can see the envelope history for the document, every bit of audit trail action that happened with the envelope, and then also the certificate of completion, all sitting in one very convenient location. And that is our very useful signing tool. Now, obviously, once signing is done, you need to create a transaction Bible. And in this case, you may have something like this, a documents list that's got all the documents finished up. And what you can do is tell our system, I want to make a transaction Bible or a closing set out of this list. Hit the button, we transfer those into a separate list for you, which you can add more files to if you need. And once you're happy with it, download the entire list as a zip folder. And when you do that, we will renumber your files, and also add a word index, which is branded to your specific requirements. So you can see here is the Bible, Project Transform, here are the documents, they're hyperlinked, so your lawyers don't have to do that work. And in the space of minutes, a closing set or Bible can be created. Now, finally, one of the key parts of the transaction is permissions, because a transaction is obviously confidential, and not everyone should be able to see everything in the deal. And Legatics has permissions throughout the platform. There's permissions at the list level, as we just saw. And then even within the list, we go deeper. So there's permissions on sections. Who can see what in a section? There are permissions on columns. So you can let people view and edit, and different column types have different permissions. The files column, for example, can restrict people from uploading. You can do it on rows. Who can view a row? Even the data within the row can be restricted. So who can view the file in a row? Who can view a comment in a row? And on the statuses, you can say, right, agreed form is a status that only I can set. No one else can set agreed form. That is for me to decide when this change in the flow happens. There we go. And we have permissions on comments as well. So permissions run really deep throughout the platform. And what we have is a very useful tool to let you check this. So I like to call it Facebook Stalk, but it lets you see how the platform looks to someone else to be confident that the permissions have been set correctly. I come back to the overview and you see the Bible, the due diligence report, gone. Can't see them. So you're really able to set up Legatics so you can use it internally as well as externally. I come back, this is how it looks. Finally, we have an audit trail, which tracks and manages all the audit logs happening in your deal. And this ensures that when you come to the end of your transaction, you have a record of who did what and when they did it. This audit trail can be downloaded as a CSV file. So at any time, you have a full record of everything that happened in the deal. And this just gives a lot of encouragement and a lot of reassurance to the information security teams. And finally, we have a lot of help pages in the platform. The user just needs to hit help. And as you can see here, there are bite-sized articles which are updated with each version to help users understand how to use the platform. We even have external resources so you can help your users understand how to use the platform and clients. So some documents that just really talk through at a high level what Legatics is and how it helps.